Hey, what we want to do though, yes, Chris.
I just want to bring everybody to this. I don't want me to do his job. It's not a pyramid scheme, it's not illegal. I actually have to get permission for it. So it's a great way to make money.
All right, definitely that. Okay, listen, what we want to do is we want to be really conscious of your time this evening. Myself, my partner, Bob Gries, the CEO of Public Power, and also one of the founders of the AMA Nation. We're on a tour, it's called Fall Head Tour. We started in Newark on Monday night, we were in Boston last night, we're here tonight, we're in Maryland tomorrow, we'll pick it back up next week. We're going to talk about the compensation in detail after Bob and I are done, so we can break it down, because what we're really here to do is just kind of beat everyone and talk about the blockbuster announcements that Bob's going to make. I started talking about my portion of this, about residual income. Residual income, once you understand it, we have a comp plan that'll pay you to make yourself rich on the front end, make yourself wealthy on the back end. Residual income is the eighth wonder of the world. Once you experience it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to introduce a program tonight for the people in this room that really, really understand it. You have how many customers you said 20 customers. Bob's going to show you how to make 4 times your income on the same amount of work that you just did. There are people in this room that understand it and embrace it. The gentleman has 292 customers, 256 customers. We're going to show you, Bob's going to share with you tonight on how to make 4 times the money on that. Now, this gentleman I'm about to introduce is probably the most successful businessman I've ever met in my life. Is an athlete for profession. Is second to none. His family used to own 43% of the Cleveland Browns in the NFL. He started the Arena Football League. He had the first 2 world championships of the Arena Football League. I met him 25 years ago when I played for the rival team, which he now owns. And it's just an amazing thing to be in business with Bob Gries. Bob also runs one of the most successful private equity funds in the country, over $100 million in assets that they manage. I've had the opportunity to be in business with Bob for the last year. I've had the opportunity the last 3 days to be in a car from Newark to Boston, back to here and down to Maryland, and hear him on the phone doing business deals and talking to people. And I've learned so much from him, and he is the reason why we're here. I'm a New Yorker. I've lived here for 10 years. So this is fun for me to come back. I lived here from 1981 to 1991. I came back for a year or two. In 1998, I built over on 43rd Broadway what at that time the WWF New York, where everybody that happened to visit it during that time, and it was sold to Hard Rock. So it's really a pleasure for me to come back here. I want to be brief. I just want to kind of highlight a couple of things for you tonight. Let me tell you how I got into this business, because I run a private equity fund where we make lots of investments in a lot of different businesses throughout the country. About a year and a half ago, I was asking somebody else to be a banker. We actually lend a lot of money to this company, Public Power. They were just starting out in the beginning of 2009. We began doing that. And as we were doing it, they were only in Connecticut at that time. And as I started to learn this business, and we were actually charging the company a lot of money, but they had no problem paying it. And I began to talk to the owner at that time about asking if I could help him expand into other markets. But I actually wanted to get a piece of the action, very simply. I wanted to be more just a lender. And what really hit me like a thunderbolt about the business was that I said, this is a business where everybody truly wins. Everybody. Because, first of all, some people are scared to sell. And selling's tough. You know, if you're an insurance person, if you're a car salesman, there's a lot of competition out there. It's hard. You got to go sell. And what's the first thing I do when you sell? You got to ask somebody to write a check. And people are reluctant to write a check and part with their money. And I looked at the business and I said, this is like being Santa Claus. Okay? You don't have to sell anything to anybody. What you really are is you're more a teacher. You're an educator. You're going to walk out there and you're going to basically say to people, you may not know it, but you actually have a choice. You have a choice. What do you mean have a choice? You know, most people don't know they have a choice. You have a choice. You do not have to use Con Ed or like power as your supplier. You do have to use them as your party to get the electricity to you from the line. There's no choice about that. But you don't have to use them. And there are other companies that can buy that for you, provide it to you, okay, like public power, can generally save you some money, 5, 10, maybe 15%. It kind of all varies over the course of a year, okay? And you have that choice. And who does it when you go to them and say, would you like me to give you the opportunity for us to save money? Who says no to that? Okay? You don't have to write a check. Okay? Either you just fill out the form, you submit it, and you've done it in, I don't know, a minute, or they can just go online, okay, and sign up to the internet. And that's how simple it is. It takes 2 minutes. What if they're unhappy? You know, if you buy a car and you're unhappy, you get to walk back in and say to the guy, I want my money back? You know, I don't think so. You get to do that with anything? I don't think so. In this case, if you're unhappy for some reason, go switch next month. We hope you won't do that, okay? But if you want to, go switch. It's absolutely, like, harmless. And I realized that, and then I really said, you know, this is an opportunity for me, started with me, and then it started to others, to get in on this business. Because this is a business, much like for some of you that are old enough to remember, like I am, when we all used AT&T. And somebody came along one day and said, you know, you don't have to, remember how much you used to pay AT&T? Pay $2 a minute or something like that. And they said, there's another choice. And then Sprint popped up and MCI and all these companies. And so, you know, all of a sudden these big companies grew out of that. And people made a lot of money. So that was my entree in this business. And what I really realized was, okay, here's what we just had to do. We had to go out and create good value for people. Because you're only as good as your product. I mean, it always starts and ends there. And then our job as a company was, let's find other ways, like you heard about the customer appreciation program. Let's find other ways that we can give people other services and value, so we don't have to worry about whether somebody might save $10 or $20 or $50 with somebody else. Because there'll always be in our business, always, somebody who's going to offer something at a lower price. And if you go sell somebody on price and say it's the lowest, you can count on somebody next week to be lower. And if you get them on price, you will lose them on price. Okay? So, you know, we said, let's create programs to give them extra value. And that's what we did. Our customer appreciation program, which if you use it, you will fall in love with it. But women love it more than the men, actually, because there's just a lot of things designed for them. The program Monday night, the woman was wearing a bracelet she got on it, a necklace, her blouse, her makeup, everything, and she paid about $2 for each one of those items, like $100 items. Okay? And every day they do a liquidation sale. And when you sign up as an agent, you get it, and a customer, they sign up and get it too. So, you know, that's how simple it all was. And, you know, it was even easier, by the way, for the customer, because one thing you need to explain to people, by the way, the best selling point of all, the single best selling point is, all you have to do with people is go out there with your bill. Go out and show them your New York Con Ed bill, okay, so they can see your name on the bill. And then if they had any doubt, they'll no longer have any doubt after that, because you're obviously using a service, okay? But then the beauty of the whole thing was that, you know, sometimes people worry, what do you mean like a different electrical person, and, you know, what's going to happen if, you know, are my lights going to go on or not go on or something like that, okay? And all you have to explain to them is we have nothing